Good morning. We are over halfway into this class by now. Everyone lived through the first informational speech. Gave out mostly A's and B's, so you did pretty well. And I was glad to see the progress that you made. A couple of general notes. It is now time to really deeply consider, and I probably made a comment on most of your speeches, about getting in and out of the speech. And we're going to spend some time this week thinking through how you're going to do that. What is it? There are several excellent ways to get into a speech with a story, a question, an image. We don't really probably need to start with an introduction of, hi, I'm blankety blank, and I'm talking about blankety blank. That's just not particularly the most effective way to get into a speech. Think about when you are listening. How many seconds, minutes do you give the speaker before you decide? Make that valuation of whether or not they're worth listening to, right? And so we want to hit it with the bang. And specifically with this speech, this is now the persuasive speech. What are you going to close with? What you're going to close with, more than likely, is your call to action. What is it specifically that you want us to do because we have now heard this speech? What are you asking from us as your audience? What action should we take? Everything sets that up. And so several of you did something that is typical, and you kind of ended. We don't just want to end. We want to end with purpose and clarity and power. So how are you going to do that? Also, this one has to have two resources. And so I know that it's online, and sometimes working with video can be difficult. What can you show us? I had a student show me her cats. It was an awesome thing that I loved, and it was powerful. It really knocked the lesson home, knocked the speech home. So also, let's talk about video. Obviously, when I give you a video, you'll notice that I'm center of the screen. I'm totally focused here, and so we're having more of a connection on here, even though it's still on video. Some of you are still trying to maybe lie down, or you've got the camera at a wonky angle. And so what are you going to do? Also, if it's way underneath us somewhere down here, it's not an attractive video angle. So I don't expect you to be a videographer, but there are some basic things that you and I can think through in terms of the videos that we are sending that will improve communication, reduce noise in the communication process. And so we're going to work through that process this week. I think I have now graded all of the speeches, and so you should have some concrete feedback. If I have not reacted to the objective, etc., for the persuasive speech, which most of you waited till about midnight last night to submit, I will try and get to that in the next 24 hours. If you submitted it before late last night, you've already got feedback on it, so you can go ahead and get rolling. I'll try and get that out to the rest of you in as timely a manner as I can. So you just don't want to play from behind in a 5-week summer class. It's too hard. A couple of you are trying to send everything to me via Canvas message afterward, and it's hard to stay up at that point, and your grade will probably reflect that. So it's 5 weeks. It's fast. I know it's fast, but that's what we all signed up for, and we got to make the best of it that we can. So have a good week. Wish you the best. This time we're persuading. This is not enough to ask us or to tell us the information that we have on a subject that matters to us. I'm going to try and get you to do something. I had a student named Justin a long time ago who brought some nasty food to class every week. Finally asked him, I said, Justin, what is that? He said, that's my lunch. It was a white substance and a green substance that he identified as chicken broccoli. I said, Justin, that looks terrible. And he said, well, my girlfriend and I meal prep every week, and this is what I bring for lunch every day. I said, why don't you put some stuff on it? And he said, because there's calories in that, and I'm trying to build up my body. So this led us to further conversations in class, and at some point we were talking about sugar, and Justin said, I don't eat sugar. I said, well, what about naturally occurring sugar? And he said, I try and avoid that. Okay. That doesn't sound like a fun life, but okay, if that's what you want to do. He said I was a really heavy-set kid, and I don't want to be that heavy-set kid. I said, okay. I can respect that. And so he kept on. And anyways, all of his speeches were aimed at me. Fat, middle-aged white guy, thinking that he was going to motivate me. His call to action was getting me to go to the gym with him. Obviously, that didn't happen. Round is a shape, and I earned the shape through lots of years of work. And yet that was his call to action. It's hard to persuade someone about these things if they don't want to be persuaded. I know I should probably lose 20 pounds for my health, and I know I love food. I asked Justin one time about funnel cakes, and he said, Mr. Gibbons, what's a funnel cake? I said, have you never been to the fair? You've never, yeah, what do you mean, what's a funnel cake? He said, I don't know what a funnel cake is. I said, well, it's a fried piece of dough that has sugar on it. Might have fruit, but usually just sugar. He said, oh, I wouldn't eat that. I said, Justin, if a food truck pulls up outside, you smell that fresh fried dough, you won't go get some. He said, Mr. Gibbons, I don't eat that. Now, that's beyond what I can understand, but I believed him. Remember that as we try and persuade people, it's not as easy as we typically think it might be. Most of us are stubborn and set in our ways, even if we're still in our younger years. And so, what is it that you want us to do? Have that clearly in mind. How are we supposed to live differently because of this speech? All right, good luck to you. I'll be sending you some feedback. Email me, Canvas message me if you need help. Thanks. Bye-bye.